Hello, good morning and welcome. It's the 19th of June and it's nearly 8 o'clock, so we're nearly at the London Open. And we'll start as ever with the AUD USD. I'd just like to say thanks for all the likes and the subscriptions, I appreciate them. AUD USD, really not a lot to report last night. We had the Robert Lowe from the Australian government, and he gave a prediction over the next few years that Australians are going to expect lower wages because of the reduced commerce. This is fairly bearish, in my opinion, for the Australian dollar, and we've seen a little bit of a red candle this morning. But interestingly, we're quite high on the RSI, and it has just crossed my trend line there. So I think we might see this being like a top for the Aussie dollar. There we go. I'm actually expecting now it's got up to this 76.28 at top there. I'm expecting the commercials to have come in short really heavily. AUD Japan, I'm short this one. Got in a little bit early, as ever. The RSI is now flattened off. Excuse me. And we're outside the Bollinger Bands. I'm expecting this to come back down. A little bit of weakness last night in the Japanese yen, actually. So there you go. Euro dollar, it's about where it was, where it ended up on Friday. No big moves. It's come down a little bit, gone up a little bit, but not a big problem there with that. This is going to come down at some point and close the gap, this gap here. So we're waiting for that to happen. Euro New Zealand dollar, it closed the gap. If you just look at this, it actually came down last night and it just closed the gap there. So from that tail there to that tail there. So there we go. I am totally shocked. I thought it wasn't quite going to do it. It seemed to be stalling just there, but it did come down last night, and there was a little bit of strength in the New Zealand dollar. If you look at the New Zealand dollar, US dollar, a little bit in strength last night, and it came down and closed the gap. So yeah, wish I'd have held the trade on that instead of putting my money onto the Euro Japanese yen. Little bit of weakness this morning in the yen. It's up at the moment against resistance. I'm expecting that to fall back down, over the next week. I think we're going to see quite a big fall in this. So I'm hanging on in there. The blue line here, it is resistance. It's a turning point historically. So and there's so much more just above it. We've got the recent highs. I don't think for 1 minute it's going to get up there, but we'll see how it goes. Pound Australian dollar. We're in down here at the bottom. Yeah, we're long. It's been bouncing off this support for the last 4 or 5 trading days. I see a lot more strength in the pound and weakness in the Australian dollar. I think this is going to come through this week. I really do. So there you go. Pound Canadian dollar. I'm expecting weakness in the Canadian dollar, especially with the fall in the oil prices, and I'm expecting strength in the pound. So I'm expecting this to do quite well this week. We'll see how it goes. US dollar, Japanese yen. I'm not in this at the moment. I've got knocked out. I'm not quite sure whether this is going to come back down below the mid Bollinger Band, or if it might just come up to the 112 mark. Um, so I'm sort of hanging fire. It's just broke through the 50, not a very convincing break, but you know, I want to get in at the top if I can. So I think I'll give that a couple more days. Just watch it. Silver, it still seems to be down on the support at 1660. Um, I think it should fall through, but we've had a bit of weakness this morning on the DXY for the dollar, and that does affect the silver price. So it does seem to be stalling a little bit here. If we start a rally back up, I'm going to wait and short it back down again. Woo! Here we go. Oil. Sorry. Again, we're down on support. I think this is going to follow through short. We will see where it goes. The weakness on the dollar didn't really help a lot. So yeah, we'll just follow that. Not over crazy about where it is at the moment. If I was going short, I'd rather get in when it's at the top Bollinger Band. So here we go. And euro pound. Well, obviously, we're expecting the euro to short. The commitment of traders are heavily bearish, and we're bullish of the pound. So this, I feel, is going to be a really good trade. It's got a lot of potential over the next few months. The pound New Zealand dollar. We're expecting strength in the pound and weakness in the New Zealand dollar. This is quite a nice trade as well. It's not particularly expensive, so it's a good trade to hold, and I will be holding this one. I haven't put support underneath where I am, and I will do that for tomorrow. Sorry about that, but basically I think this has gone down as far as it's going to go, so we'll see how that goes. This is the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. It's had this wonderful rally up. We have just about broke the trend line this morning. We're below the 69.1. We're at 68.367. So I'm expecting this to show weakness, and we'll see how that carries on. USD CAD. Yes, let's make this a bit bigger. Here we go. I am expecting strength in the dollar and weakness in the Canadian dollar. So we seem to be hitting a bit of a bottom at the moment. I've got support here at 131742. This is again a historic turning point. I think this is quite strong support. I can't really see the Canadian dollar pushing the US dollar down below that, but we'll see how we go. US dollar, I've already done that, which I shouldn't have done, because on this broker I've actually got a small trade short, basically just above the mid Bollinger Band. It is a very small trade. We might just go up to 112. If we do, I might put some more in, but I'm not over crazy about this at the moment, so I'll leave that and come back to it. If it goes up, it's not a big deal. I can't see it going much above 112. If it gets there, I might just put another trade back in short. It depends how I get on with my euro trades. USD Mexican peso. Well, it's still down on the bottom. This is a strong support. It's a turning point historically. It's 17.9. I got out of my large trades on this, and I'm waiting to re-enter. We've got right the way down to the 30.9 on the RSI, and I'm expecting to see a turnaround here and I will get back in because I just hate being beaten. So I'm looking to re-enter this trade, and I might even move money from one broker to the other broker and see if we can get in like that. But put extra in to make up for the losses I've already made. Well, thank you very much for watching. I seem to have increased the number of pairs I'm covering. Quite a few of these pairs I will take off the daily video, and they will be going to the members center. So expect them to get trimmed, but I will still be looking at popular pairs during the week on a daily video. Thank you. Cheers now. Bye.